Okay, what's up, good people? Welcome to which I hope will be one of the greatest experiences of your life. We are going to dive into this thing I created called the Focus Formula. Now, if you put those two words together, focus and formula, it might intend to imply that I have a formula for your focus. Which I do. There's a science to everything. There's a science to every single thing on the planet. And what that means is that success or failure, it leaves clues. Everything that you see built, from a house to a car to sneakers being stitched from the beginning to the end, there's a science to it, which means there is a process. And so there is a process to your focus, meaning good focus. I mean focused focus. Somebody told me before that just because you're busy doesn't mean you're getting things done. A lot of us are very, very busy like bees, but not moving forward at all. Kind of like a gerbil. And so a gerbil that's running like crazy, burning a lot of energy, calories, but going absolutely nowhere. So let's dive into this thing. So on the front, there's two sides, right? There's two sides to it. One says Focus Formula Planner, right? If you turn it over, the other side says Focus Formula. Now, the first thing I want to focus on is the side that says Focus Formula Planner. Okay, now this is big. As you can see, there are 3 goals that you can list. Now, of course, you may have more, but the whole point of having a focus formula is so that we can get strategic and not overwhelm yourself with a bunch of goals, but just pick your top 3. So your goal is to print this sheet out so you can write on it. I want you to write on the sheet, and then I want you to keep, as you can see, there's a date in the top right-hand corner. And so you'll have this sheet every single day. This is what you call a strategic to-do list. It's not just a bunch of doodling and scribbling, but an organized strategic plan for you to be successful and have tremendous progress in whatever you do. Okay, so take a look at this here. So you have goal number 1, 2, and 3. So what I want you to do is you write down what your top 3 goals are. All right, this is how you don't necessarily have to do this right now, because there's a lot of thinking that goes into this as you are creating this focus formula planner. But if you want to, you can. More importantly, I want you to understand how this works and why it works. All right. Okay. So you have your goal 1, 2, and 3. So what you would do is you would put down your goals, top 3 goals in those 3 columns. All right. Now let's look under goal number 1. It says 5 big things I must do to move closer to this goal. So for goal number 1, let's say, for example, it's to write a book. I'll write my book is goal number 1. Okay, so what are 5 things that you need to do to make sure this happens? What are 5 things, 5 critical things that need to happen in order for you to accomplish writing the book? Let's say, for example, maybe it would be start writing. Hello, maybe that's a good thing. And so writing every day at 12 o'clock. That's strategic. Doing research on my particular subject of that I'm writing about. Maybe that's one. Maybe also exercise, because when you exercise, you get extra thoughts that come to your brain because of the endorphins that are flowing through and the blood running to the hippocampus, and you're getting that extra energy boost. Who knows, right? Maybe your second goal is to, and of course you write 5 down. Maybe your second goal is to lose 35 pounds. Okay, what would you do to lose 35 pounds? Maybe one would be to start eating differently. Maybe you have a diet that you're following, a certain challenge. Maybe it will be preparing my meals for the week. Number 2 would be go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Number 3 would be, so you would list them out, every single thing, 5 total. And sometimes you can go longer than that, but I try to keep everything decompartmentalized nice and tight so that we can be really focused. Because if you have a bunch of things written down, you're likely not going to do it. That's the facts. You're not going to do it. It just becomes overwhelming to look at. And if it's overwhelming to look at, trust and believe it's going to be overwhelming to do. All right. So that's how the goals work. You write down your top 3 goals, and then you write down the 5 things that you're going to do, which is your strategy to accomplish those goals. Well, that's your tactics. Your strategy would be, the overall plan to how you execute, and the tactics are the individual things you're doing to fulfill that prophecy. All right. And so now underneath of that, you have people. Okay. So people. Now this is big because it moves your mind to a different place. As you see, people I need to reach out to today. Now, there's some folks that you need to reach out to that are important for the progress of your life, maybe your projects or whatever it may be. Maybe you have to call your publisher. Maybe you have to call your trainer. Maybe you need to call your mom. I don't know who it is, but you need to put that down. Who do you need to reach out to today? Because guess what? When you write it down, it's more likely it's going to happen. You got to remember, we have 60,000 thoughts in our mind. So if you put a thought up in that mind and don't write it on paper, it's likely to get lost, swallowed. Right? All right. On the other side of it, you see people I want to thank today. People I want to thank today. Now, this is huge. It's major because what happens with us is a lot of times we move so fast in life and we forget to be grateful. We forget, not because we're ignorant or we're selfish or we're deliberately being ungrateful. We're just moving so fast. So you got to pump your brakes and you got to think about the folks that you want to thank. Right? And you write that down. Write down the people who have been a blessing to your life, who have influenced you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's someone you never even met. And so you just want to send them an email saying thank you for your book that you wrote that changed my life in this particular way. See, what happens is when you become more grateful, you open the door for more blessings. I always say this. Your gratitude determines your attitude, which determines your altitude. The more grateful you are, the higher you can fly, because that's just the way it works. So think about the folks you want to thank today and thank them, right? Now we move down to priorities. All right, now this is where you write down the main things you must complete today, no matter what. No matter what, these things must get done. All right, this is like your to-do list, but these are the things that they must get done. I'm not talking about walk the dog and go to the grocery store. I mean, must. I mean, these things have to happen. And what's important is a lot of times that forces us to think about what are the most important things. And just by, again, decompartmentalizing a bunch of the to-do things from the important things, we become more effective in our day. Ooh, I love that word, effective. And when you become more effective, you get more important things done. And when you get more important things done, guess what? You move closer to your overall goal. All right. So now let's turn the paper over. Let's look at the focus formula. All right. Now this is important. Now this is very, very important. Now read with me here. You got categories. You got more sleep, 7-minute morning, block time, spiritual connection, eat to live. Now, as you can notice, there's a rating on there. There's a rating. And so your goal is to rate how well you are doing in these categories. So at the top, it says increasing our focus, energy, and effectiveness by 30% every single week is fairly easy. But as the great Jim Rohn said, what's easy to do is easy not to do. So below are some key ingredients to make up what I call the focus formula. It's going to take mental, physical, and spiritual alignment to become your best self and to sustain it. So follow the guide below. Rate yourself every day. Rate yourself every day. Be honest and focus on improvement. And you certainly will crush it. Why do we do this every single day? Because every day that we wake up, we're alive and we want to be better than we were the day before. Remember, your goal is to be better than you were the day before. Not better than the guy across the street. Not better than your coworker. Not better than the person you're watching on TV. But better than you were the day before. The way you do that is by measuring your performance. Because whatever you can measure, you can change. Okay? So the first category is more sleep. So ask yourself, how consistently are you sleeping 7 to 9 hours per night? Remember, the word here is consistently. And so what I want you to do here, you rate how and some folks think I can crush it. I can get 4 hours of sleep. I can get 5 hours of sleep. Listen, it's scientifically proven. If you're not getting at least 7 hours of sleep, your brain is not functioning at the highest level it can. Yes, you may be managing, and yes, you may have a gift to roll and crush things with 3 hours sleep. But that means you could be crushing it even more. So rate yourself from 1 to 10 how well you're getting sleep. Right? 7-minute morning. Okay, so how you start your morning has much to do with how you end your day. That being said, your morning should start with a minimum of 7 minutes of mental and physical preparation. All right, mental and physical preparation. First is what I call the attitude of gratitude. Think of 3 things that you are thankful for, followed by 6 minutes of exercising and stretching, which you can find on our site, some different exercises and stretches that you can do. But the first minute, the attitude of gratitude, the thankful 3, you think of 3 things that you're thankful for. Again, your gratitude determines your attitude, which determines your altitude. And so if you wake up feeling good, that means you wake up automatically flying above the negative things that are going to be coming after you. If you wake up and grab your phone first thing in the morning, you're going to put your mind in what's called a reactive mode. And you're going to be reacting to people's responses. You're going to be reacting to people's posts on Facebook. And it's going to send your energy, and you're going to waste your cognitive fuel from the very jump of the day. So the first thing you want to do is what I call the 7-minute morning. All right. Next is block time. You want to block time to focus. You want to block time to manage your day and manage your life. Are you putting time aside just to focus? Right? I'm not talking about just in the car when you're driving. I mean, specifically, this is a blocked out time to block out time. Are you doing that? All right. Ask yourself. The other one is spiritual connection. So our time spent with God is grossly underrated. All right. Meaning we spend time doing so many things that don't matter. I mean, it's interesting how we realize how things do matter when our life is on the line, or we lose a loved one, or something significant happens that makes us stop. So what I really influence people to do is stop now. Thank God now. Get connected now. Why wouldn't you want to get connected to the person, to the source that created everything? I mean, hello. I'd love to be connected to that source. Well, you can. And he's waiting. He created this earth for you and us to roam and conquer and have dominion. But at the same time, we must take the time. We must take the time to get connected. Disconnect from the world and connect to the source. Whatever you call it. I call it God and Jesus Christ. You can call it whatever you want. Some call it the universe. Some call it the light. Just call. Okay? Just make the call. All right? And then last but not least, eat to live. Now, it's common sense that eating healthy will give you a better, long-lasting life, right? But again, what's common sense is not always common practice. And again, if you don't measure it, it's difficult for you to know how you're eating. That's why we food journal. And we have an app also. We have an app that you can use to help you journal, that gives you a actual nutritional report card that show you how well or how bad you're doing. And so you want to guide yourself in the right direction of eating right, because check this out. When you eat right, you feel better. When you feel better, you do better. When you do better, you get better. It just gets better. Everything grows in the direction you want it to grow. But you gotta start by getting rid of the sugar and the fats and the saturated fats and all the things that are gonna slow you down. You know, food should give you energy. It shouldn't take your energy. All right. And so what you want to do is you want to grade yourself every single day in these categories. And look, just get better. You have the guide right here. This is your focus formula. You have your ability to write down your top 3 goals. You have the ability to look at what it's going to take for you to accomplish those goals, who you need to thank, and who you need to get in contact with. And most importantly, what you need to accomplish today, right? This will keep you on task. And our goal is to stay on task. Our goal is to stay on course. So that, my friends, is the focus formula. My goal is to help you get focused and stay focused and to heighten your focus every single day. Every single day of your life. Just get better than you were the day before. All right. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. You know where I am. I'm always on live. I'm always on Facebook. We're here to serve. We're here to help. Wellness Tribe for life. All right, guys. God bless and focus like your life depends on it.